starting it now, just letting you know.
Alright.
Okay. So start off with what's your name, your year, and your major.
So my name is Tyler. I'm a sophomore and my major is computer science.
All right. Would you explain what instrument and section you're in?
So I play the trombone in the Spartan Brass, which is the band that plays in all the basketball games, the hockey games, and the women's volleyball games. And for those who know, I'm in the green band because it's split up into two.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also play in the campus band, which is the non-audition concert band.
Okay.
I play the trombone in that as well.
Okay. Now, what led you to join band?
Well, I did band in high school. I did jazz band and concert band all my years of high school. And I wanted to continue playing in some capacity. Originally, I wanted to join the marching band, but I did the auditions, and those were pretty intense the year I went in, so I did not make it in the marching band. But then I was like, I still want to play, so then I did the campus band my freshman year. And then sophomore year, I was like, I should do pep band because it sounds like fun. And then I did.
Yeah. Just to add on, so you talked about the audition process. Could you talk about what it was like? What did you do when you auditioned for the marching band? And because you didn't audition for what you're in right now, what was the procedure?
So the audition for the marching band specifically, it was you had to like prepare a short piece, and then you also had to play some scales, and then you had to play do a little sight reading, and those auditions take place in the summer. So after I graduated high school, I figured out what piece I was gonna play, and then I practiced that. Except my little fun story, right, is I played the euphonium or the baritone, but I switched to trombone for jazz band. So I only had I had less than a year of experience on trombone by the time I was auditioning for marching band. So I didn't have the muscle memory or the scales down, and then definitely not sight reading. So it just went very badly, and I knew as soon as I left that I was like, I'm not getting in. And then for the campus band, which is the non-audition group, you literally just sign in as a class, or you sign up as a class, and then you're added to the D2L, and then they're like, hey, show up once a week, play, and then there's 2 concerts per semester. And then for the Spartan Brass, it's just the little piece where you have to choose your own music. It's only that, and it's a little bit less stressful, I would say.
Okay. And what were your first impressions after joining band?
After joining the Spartan Brass, it was a lot to learn and no time to learn it, because a lot of the people who are in that were also in marching band, and the music they play is the same. So they all had it memorized already, but I show up to the first event, which takes place before the first rehearsal, by the way. I don't have the music until halfway through, and I'm just going through the motions at this point, just fake playing. And then they give me the music, and even though I have the music in my hands, there's 18 different songs to flip through, and I was like, oh my goodness. But then over time, and this is what everyone told me, they're like, over time, you will memorize it, and it will be good. And I'm 2 weeks in now, and I can say I've memorized some of it, and it's definitely a lot more fun now. It was very overwhelming at first, but everyone was very nice. No one was like, oh, you're bad. Everyone was very nice.
Okay. And how would you describe the culture or spirit of band?
I think it's vastly different between the campus band and the Spartan Brass, because in the non-audition band, it's kind of everyone just shows up, and some people really, really care about playing, and others are just kind of there because it's fun. They're not really doing it because they want to be the best or whatever, and that's fine. But in the Spartan Brass, I can tell that the expectation is much higher. Everyone expects you to put in work, but at the same time, everyone has a lot more mutual respect for each other. Everyone appreciates each other and understands that they're all working together to play one thing.
Is there any specific rituals, traditions that you guys do?
Not that I know of yet. I'm sure there are, but I have not been in it long enough to know what the traditions are. I know that most of like the tradition stuff is by instrument, by section. So it's like it'll be the trombones will have their little thing, but then in like campus band, there's no traditions because it's everyone's just kind of there. You show up once a week. You don't have enough time to really get close with those people, except for the people sitting directly next to you. But brass, we spend like multiple hours together every week. So
okay, and I understand you still haven't like met everyone, or because it's just such a big group. But how would the members of band support each other?
How they support each other? Well, a big thing, especially early on, is just explaining where you need to be and when you need to be there. Because, for example, at my first hockey game, all I was told is that there's a hockey game at this date at this time, and you should be there. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what like area I was supposed to sit in the stadium or like what we were gonna play. So everyone in the green band, or what I did is I kind of like, what am I trying to say? I stayed back in like the instrument locker room waiting for someone else in the green band to go, and then I like followed them. And then they were like, oh, so you always go in this door, you go this way, and then there's the section here. And then throughout every single rehearsal and every single performance you've had so far, people are always very willing to like answer any questions I have, or even like other new people. They're all very helpful, and I would say everyone is just willing to help. Like they're willing to facilitate you learning.
Okay, and what does being part of band mean to you personally?
It's being part of a community of people that actually want to work towards like a collective goal, and it's kind of like a sports team, but a little bit less extreme. Because I know like sports teams, they practice together and they work hard so that they can like communicate with each other and like work well together in like the heat of the moment. And it's not as intense in band, but it's still working together to create something as a group.
Okay, and I understand there's a lot of rehearsals that go on, but how do you manage time between band, academics, and other commitments?
Most for me, I do like the beginning of the day, basically while the sun is up is my school time. I go to my classes, and then I try to get all my work done as like efficiently as I can while the sun is still up. And then once the sun sets, then that's my extracurricular and like my personal time. So I go to band practice. I have like 2 rehearsals every week, and then I would go to like the games and stuff like that. Those usually happen in the afternoon. So usually it's like daytime school, nighttime is band stuff. I know it's different for the marching band because the sun has to be up so they can go practice. So I'm sure they probably have something interesting to say about like the time management stuff. But realistically, so far at least, it hasn't been too difficult to like balance the two.
All right, well, that's it. Thank you.